administration has been letting down the students and the parents of New Lebanon and Hamilton Avenue. For 20 years, you have been waiting for a new school at New Lebanon, and for 10 years, you've been waiting for a new field at Hamilton Avenue. The state is in a dire financial state, and they are threatening the funding to your school. So how did we get here? First, let's say that I'm 100% behind a new Lebanon, and I'm 100% behind a new field at Hamilton Avenue, voted on soon so that we can start building it in the summer so it's ready for next school year. The Board of Education has a responsibility to ask tough questions and have contingency plans because the economic status of this country, this state is going down. My opponent here on this stage has said that if the state doesn't give us the funding, that we're going to foist the policy. We talk about $23 million being available when it's just simply not true. We are counting on a $23 million reimbursement from the state of Connecticut. My entire campaign has been about one thing. Our kids deserve better. We need to focus on the basics in the administration, in this school. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. We need board members who are going to focus on improving proficiency by going to the superintendent and asking the hardest questions about how are we going to use personalized learning to reverse the trend of educational decline in Greenwich. I've seen it in our own school when parents are engaged and they fight and they look at it and they can do it in a fiscally responsible manner. We can turn it around, we will turn it around, and I will fight for our children beginning on day one. Because you know what? I truly believe our kids deserve better.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bernstein?
Obviously, I want to thank the neighborhood associations for putting this on. We don't really have one in Central Greenwich, and it's kind of a shame. Through all of this, I really do want people to understand why I'm running for re-election. I am invested in our students, our community, and believe our town deserves strong, experienced, and committed voices to help lead our district to a bright and promising future. We're on our way. We need to keep up the good work. To accomplish this, I will work to ensure success for our new superintendent and all of our students. Much of this race has been about character and integrity, as it should be. We should be deeply concerned about how Board of Education members conduct themselves towards each other and even more with our superintendent. Our schools thrive when board members and the superintendent work together and are willing to collaborate and have civil discourse. We need to be willing to let the superintendent do her job in a way that matches with our goals. Instead, we've been in the weeds trying to influence decisions that are best left to the superintendent, despite our governance model requiring otherwise. I plan to continue to support the success of the district, best position us to deliver the results we rightfully expect, and of course to do so in a fiscally responsible manner. We are all well positioned for the future based on the work done during my first term, and I am personally committed to seeing that work continue as we constantly strive for greater excellence and growth for all our students. So I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me to the board on November 7th. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Olson?
First of all, I want to thank the Neighborhood Association and the League of Women Voters for organizing this event to discuss how important education is in our town. But most importantly, I want to applaud each of you who turned out tonight to ask questions, speak up for your school, community, and have your voices be heard. This is what community is. This is what engagement is, and this is why I'm running. I'm running to focus on engagement by decreasing barriers for working parents and enhancing opportunities for working moms and dads to get involved in their children's education. I'm running so that other working parents don't have to, and I will be their advocate on matters ranging from expanding preschool availability to increasing accessibility to our PTA and school communities. I want for our children to have more options in their education through differentiated instruction and for a level playing field for our students, no matter what side of town they live in. I will advocate for an agenda focused on education over politics, and will continue to fight against charter change. As a community, we need to focus on improving the quality of our education in our schools and make sure that none of our students are disadvantaged by subpar school facilities. Our schools are thriving, have increased enrollment, and we need to correct the disparity that exists and plan for our growth ahead. I was a product of the Greenwich Public Schools, and I want to ensure that all children have as great an experience as I did. As an active teacher, I'm well-versed in educational policies, and as a working parent with children in this district, I have a better insight as to how those changes in policies are affecting our students, our families, and our communities. Again, I can't stress this enough. I'm grateful that all of you are so engaged in here tonight. But this is just the beginning. Once the votes have been counted and the election is said and done, please come to the Board of Education meetings and have your voices heard. The more you are involved in this process, the more progress we can make towards our shared goals and provide first-class education to all of our students. Thank you so much for your time and for your vote on November 7th.
Thank you, Mr. Shea.
Thank you, Hero. Thank you to the neighborhood associations and of course to the League of Women Voters yet again, doing a fantastic job moderating this forum. As I said previously, this election is actually one of the more important elections relating to the Board of Education in many, many years. As you've heard all the candidates, we'll all talk about improving student achievement. Everyone will talk about delivering for the whole child. We hear a lot of commonality. But this is a period of fundamental change in the district. We have a new superintendent who's only been here 90 days. We need to assure her success. We need to make a fundamental shift from the factory model of education, probably in the last century, to a model of personalized learning. The other thing people don't know is that the Board of Education just decided to review every single policy it has over the next 2 years. That relates to everything: class size, educational model, assignment of kids, assignment of teachers, on and on and on and on and on. You really have to look at who are going to be the people who are going to make those decisions. The other thing is we're going to have continuous demands from the state, and the question will be who can be the right people to deal with, in a mature way, those kinds of issues. Will they be people on the board who I like to think I am, who are innovative, collaborative, not afraid of debate? I don't mind being 7-1 as long as I know the debate was respectful. Who will engage with parents and not necessarily hide behind protocols of the board and not meet with parents? Or will the board be someone, or will the board members be people who are confrontational, have a fundamental leadership style that is about confrontation, will have angry outbursts when they don't agree, or might even try and launch a lawsuit against someone else?
Wow.
These are fundamental questions. I hope you will
That is
consider them
really,
carefully when
really
you vote on
inappropriate.
November 7th.
That is really
Thank
inappropriate.
you very much. A round of applause for